Nigeria Info and Herring Port Harcourt. I'm Dio. We got 29 minutes to go before 6 p.m. Thanks for staying tuned thus far. Major news comes up at 6 p.m. Discussions continue after that till about 7. For the matter of discourse at this moment, this was from our news earlier on. Chairman of Asari Toro local government area, Onengil Fori George, Chairman of Emohua, Chidi Lloyd, Kukutoro, Roland Sekebo, and Degema Michael John Williams are set to launch a security outfit along the Emohua Calabari Road this week. Now, Chairman of the Kukutoro local government area, Roland Sekebo, told newsmen after the security meeting held at the Asari Toro local government council secretariat in Buguma, it is geared towards strengthening security along the road to boost economic activities in the LGAs. He said the security outfit will be provided with operational vehicles and other security gadgets. Now, here's what he said.
Let me first of all start by thanking my colleagues for the huge sacrifice we have all made in making sure that we provide security for our people. With all pleasure. Today's meetings basically have talked about putting our words into actions. And let me also use the opportunity to invite you, the general public, especially people from Emohua, Degema, Asai and Agutoro, that by our next meeting we'll be commissioning our security outfit so that people will begin to apply that road without any fear of being kidnapped.
Well, this latest in a series of security units being formed in different parts of the country at every level is what we're discussing right now, and the prospect of this latest security outfit and to what extent it might go in helping address security challenges along that stretch of road is what we're discussing at this time. My guest who joined me for this conversation is one of the local government chairmen involved in this initiative, Chairman of Emohua local government area, Dr. Chidi Lloyd. Dr. Lloyd, you're welcome to the show.
Thanks, Zayo, for having me.
Now, I should mention before we get this conversation started, because of the brevity, we've got the news coming up shortly and some other paid commercial. This conversation with Dr. Lloyd will continue after the major news at 6 p.m. as well. Now, Dr. Lloyd, straight to the matter. As I mentioned just a while ago, it appears to be a fad these days, a very common development that, Dr. Lloyd, it appears to be a very common development these days that security outfits are being set up at different levels, at federal level, at regional level. We have a Motorcon in the west. We have the one in the southeast. The south side governors were talking about setting up one recently. At state level as well, we have different groups being set up at local government level as well. Now we're having local governments coming together to set up theirs also. Is this a source of concern or worry for you, or should we be pleased by the development, or is this something you think might be worrisome?
Well, I actually want you to go with the last thing you said here, to be pleased with it. The whole essence of government is to protect life and property. So if governments have woken up, what you see going on is an indication that the police alone can no longer protect lives and property in the countries where that is where you see this kind of collaboration going on in order to assist the police and other security agencies to ensure that lives and property are secured. What my brother chairman and I are doing is to ensure that the kind of ugly incident that led to the kidnap of the staff of Lubric who are currently working on the Trans-Calabari Road doesn't happen again, because that kind of incident can actually frighten the company to abandon site, because no company would want its staff to be harassed and kidnapped and taken to unknown destination for as long as it pleases their captors. So as chairman of council who are responsible, who have the interest of their people at heart, we had to come together. The first meeting was in Emohua, and subsequently we have moved around the 4 LGAs. They will be meeting again on Friday in Emohua to actually walk the talk. In Emohua, we would showcase the security outfit. That's what we're doing. Enough of the rhetorics. That's what we said to ourselves. And also recall that we are now in the Ember month. We want to ensure that our people go home unmolested, unhindered, enjoy Christmas, and live whenever they want.
Now, as I mentioned a while ago, there is a proliferation of security outfits right now. How will this latest collaboration of these 4 local government areas, including yours, impact on previously and existing or ongoing security structures or outfits being set up? I mean, we're all well aware. Pardon me, we're well aware that Emohua, your council, you are setting up a security outfit. It's not unlikely that the other local governments involved in this initiative may have set up or are in the process or intend to set up theirs as well. How will this latest one affect those other structures?
Which one would you rather? Which one would you rather? Would you rather that people are taken, kidnapped and killed or ransom is paid than for governments to be responsive? So the security, the vigilante outfit we have in Emohua cannot be too much. You can't do too much to ensure peace. Okay, so and what we are doing is that, of course, you know that Emohua and Obakre are also part of the vigilante. So we are deploying some of our personnel to go and man that section of the road. And you know that a long section from Obakre up to Ayankwo in my local government. So that's exactly what we are doing. So it has nothing to do with, it will be uncharitable to say it's a proliferation of vigilante. No, what we are doing is to ensure that with the reason for which we are voted, we are meeting up with standards. And of course, the governor has enjoined us all as council chairmen that the first thing we must do is to ensure that our local government areas remain peaceful. And that's exactly what we're doing. So you see more of the collaborations, provided it yields results.
What is the structure, administration, and setup of the security outfit going to be like? Considering it's 4 local government areas coming together, is it going to have a name? Are they going to have a uniform?
Yeah, our collaboration is actually known as EDA. It is Emohua, Degema, Asaritora, and Akukotor local government area. That's the collaboration. Just as you have the Brace Commission at the state level, you have the Brace Commission, Bayelsa, Rivers, Delta, Bayelsa, Rivers, Edo, Delta, and so on. People, the whole world, the globe is moving towards collaboration. Nobody does it alone. The reason is that there are areas where you could have comparative advantage over the other local governments. So I have a structure in place, and my brothers are keen into that structure. I do not think it's anything bad if they key into something positive.
Talking about the structure you had in place, has the Emohua security outfit, has it kicked off yet? Or at what stage is it at?
We will invite you soon to come for its takeoff. We are at setting up the administrative structure now. And we do not just want to release our people to the public. We are making arrangements. Arrangements are on top gear for the police to actually talk them and train them in some kind of, give some kind of training to them, so that we will not have dug one hole trying to fill the other. So we are taking our time. It's not something you just let loose. And so we're almost there. Very soon we'll invite you.
Well, talking about that, when you please remind me, was it your predecessor or yourself that disbanded the OSPAC at Emohua, and there was borderline reasons of overstepping the bounds, high-handedness, and even reports of criminal tendencies as well on the part of some of those persons? And like you described a while ago, in a bit to solve one problem, another hole was dug. So what systems or structures have been put in place by your council for Emohua security outfit and this EDA security outfit as well to ensure they do not follow the path that the previous OSPAC did?
Of course, to answer your question, what was OSPAC as it then was in Emohua local government was actually disbanded by my predecessor in office due to complaints from here and there about it. activities of some of its members. And when we came on board, we reinforced that order. And immediately, in order not to create a lacuna, we immediately went into, got to work to get communities to participate. We didn't select for them who will be members of the vigilante. They gave us names, which we forwarded to the police, the DSS, to profile. And the police and the DSS and other security agencies took time to look at the nominees from the various communities. And at the end of the day, they gave us a list of all that they have cleared. Some weren't cleared. So that list now we have moved to the Commissioner for Police to help us organize a training session for them. And that's what we are doing. We are at that stage where very soon action will be seen to be taken. But so far, the local government area has been relatively peaceful because of what is happening. You know that we have named commanders for the outfit. The secretariat which the local government area is graciously building for them is almost at 85% completion level. So we are not joking. We take security very seriously, and we are not also unmindful of the times that we are approaching. Christmas. This is very soon will be Christmas. We are in October already, so we are a little behind schedule. But it's better to be late than never. The lives and properties of our people is paramount to us.
I've got several more questions for you, and I imagine that some of the listeners might as well. But we do have to take a very quick break right now. We have major news coming up top of the hour at 6 p.m. as well. And after that, Dr. Lloyd will still be with me in the studio here, and we'll continue the conversation on the latest on the security outfit being set up by 4 local government areas, including Emohua, Asare Toru, Akoko Toru, I think Degema as well. Exactly, to address security along the boundaries of roads that these 4 local government areas share. Do stay tuned. Hard Fact return shortly.
We connect you to the world. We connect you to the vicinity. We are Nigeria Info.
Listen to me. I said this is a real situation and the government has to do something about it. What are you trying to insinuate? All these people looting Nigeria's money? You think
This is Nigeria Info, in the heart of Nigeria.
92.3.
We are Nigeria Info.
I can't wait to show you where I grew up. Walk you around the foothills of my town. Probably feel like you've been there before. After hearing all the stories I've been telling you for 6 months now. We'll probably have to sleep in separate bedrooms. Pack a shirt for church because we'll go. I'm not trying to scare you off, but I just thought that we should talk a few things out before we hit the road. If I bring you home to mama, I guess I better warn ya. She falls in love a little faster than I do. My dad will check your tires, pour your whiskey
We start you off in the morning, keep you all day, and keep you company all night long. We are
92.3
Nigeria Info. The first talk station of the nation.
Naga. Joining me for this conversation is Mr.
with that money. Carry those forcefully, beat us all, carry those down to state here in the Moscow Road. When we got to Moscow Road, it's very fortunate to write statement now. We know nothing about. When I said I was not a fraudster, they punched me in my lips here. I came home with so much pain.
Social media gets so good, has its negative impact. Let me first say, let me come here and tell you that happened when I went to the comment and not leaving the business.
Well, at the Lekki toll gate in Lagos State, police fired tear gas where celebrities and youths held a car procession for the End SARS protest memorial. Now, several people filled up cars and buses, blaring horns as they drove through the toll plaza. The police later arrested some of them. Now, the security officials were seen on live TV forcefully shoving a young man into a police van. He was later rescued by reporters who whipped out microphones to interview him after he refused to enter the Black Maria.
Sorry, I'm a Uber guy. So when I was coming with a trip on, so I don't hear, they are shooting, they are shooting. Even with the client I carried, you have to come down. I too have to just leave my car, lock it. This is my key, and this is my app. So I'm coming back now, okay, let me come and pick my car, that everything has come down. That's why those guys say, okay, I should go and meet the authority where they carry my car to. I can't find my car. Want my own with protest. They tell me my car, I will get my car somewhere, but they want to put me that and I will never enter that thing because I'm no it.
While the Lagos State Police Commissioner Hakeem Odumosu was later seen freeing some of those detained in the police van. In Abuja, the protests to mark the first anniversary of the End SARS movement held at the Ministry of Justice building, Maitama. The protesters gathered at the front of the building with banners and placards, majorly dressed in black, but there was heavy presence of security personnel at the venue to control the crowd and moving vehicles as the protesters occupied a part of the road. Meanwhile, a retired Assistant Inspector General of Police, Felix Okpaudu, says until the government looks into the mode of recruiting police officers and ensure that officers are properly trained and oriented, the issue of police brutality and extortion will continue. Mr. Okpaudu told our correspondent that most people who join the force do not do so because they want to serve their country.
We need to emphasize quality training. The training that these police officers get before they get enlisted, before they start service and while in service, it's not to write them about. That needs to be improved upon. Then, secondly, their welfare needs to be taken care of. Welfare and motivation. So poor. Policemen, you find that a lot of people are even coming to the police because they don't get another job. So, instead of saying, let me just go to the police and get something doing, it's not because people that are really determined to be police officers. We need to motivate them optimally.
In the meantime, Minister of Information and Culture, Lai Mohammed, has again said there is no evidence that any protester died during last year's shooting at Lekki Tollgate. Addressing newsmen today, being the first anniversary of the Lekki Tollgate incident, Mr. Mohammed described the allegation by Amnesty International that 12 protesters were killed in Lagos State by security operatives during the End SARS protest as a phantom claim. While he insists the military did not shoot at protesters at the Lekki Tollgate on October 20, 2020.
At earlier press conferences, had called the reported massacre at the toll gate the first massacre in the world without blood or bodies. 1 year later, and despite ample opportunities for the families of those allegedly killed and those alleging a massacre to present evidence, there has been none. No bodies, no families, no convincing evidence, nothing. Where are the families of those who were reportedly killed at the toll gate? Did they show up at the judicial panel of inquiry? If not, why?
While the minister also said the federal government has adequate measures to reform the Nigeria police force and improve their welfare for better service delivery.
NEC urged the federal government to give priority to the general welfare of police officers and personnel of other security agencies. In particular, NEC advocated the review of pension and gratuity of retired police officers and attainment of parity remunerations by police officers with sister security agencies.
In another development, a resident of Port Harcourt has narrated how officials of the River State Task Force on Illegal Street Trading and Motor Parks seized his vehicle, demanding 45,000 naira. He told our correspondent the incident happened while he was on his way to work.
Somebody just jumped into my car. He said, "Where is my ticket?" I said, "This is just a private. I have this thing, all the papers here, they are here, my vehicle." The other one now took my key. So they now said I should enter their vehicle. I said, "For what?" They refused to tell me. All I heard was that, "How much will you give us?" Getting to US, that was where they dropped me. That was where they said their office is. I met one man like that. He said that he's their head. They said they are wicked task force. I said, "Please, can you tell me my offense?" Again, he said that I should pay for 5,000 naira.
Well, he said his car is still with the task force. Away from that, fire has razed a building used for storing illegally refined products in Elele, River State. An indigene of the community, Jacob Amadi, told our correspondents that the fire affected a filling station close to the building.
What happened was that the generator they are using to power the petrol station is a petrol generator, and the generator passed off, and then burned the tire and burned other generators that were kept by it. And the fire way of that environment was the water tank on top of the tank stand. That's what happened. My call is that the government should do something now. The government should do something. I can policemen who are supposed to protect lives and property. And people are vandalizing concrete and storing it beside their checkpoint, and they are not saying anything. That has caused fire outbreak. Previous one. I've gathered the whole house, the pastor's house and his residence at in this time.
Well, the cause of the fire is still unknown, but there was no casualty. Still ahead, UK government urged to delist River State from recent travel advisory. Stay tuned. Former River State Commissioner for Information and Communications, Emohua, has called on the UK government to withdraw the travel advisory against River State. But as you may know, the UK government had advised its citizens against travelling to Borno, Yobe, Bayelsa, Bauchi, Gombe, Kaduna, Katsina, Delta, Cross River, River State, Zamfara, and Adamawa over insecurity. But Mr. Oka says there is no threatening security situation in River State to warrant such warning from the United Kingdom. He said the travel advisory could affect the economy of the state.
The security situation in River State is totally not one that anybody can describe as threatening or frightful. And so the British government advisory against travels to River State is unfounded and does not reflect the true position of the peace and tranquility we are enjoying in River State today. Yes, there may be security challenges in other parts of the country, understandably so, but certainly, River State is not one of them. So I think that the British government should hastily and speedily withdraw that advisory against River State so as not to scare the citizens and intimidate the business community.
The spokesperson of the Bayelsa State Police Command, SP Asinim Butswat, says the dusk to dawn curfew on waterways imposed by the state government was done to curb sea piracy, kidnapping and other criminal activities in the coastal areas of the state. SP Butswat spoke to our correspondent on this.
The curfew imposed by the state government on the waterways and the ban on 200 horsepower and above is part of security measures to prevent the occurrence of sea robbery and sea piracy on our waterways. There are so many communities that the only access to those communities is through the waterways. So we believe that these measures would curtail the activities of miscrime on our waterways.
Well, he also spoke on why the government stopped the use of 200 horsepower engine speedboats.
For people's safety, we don't encourage movement in the night. So it's something that is not new to members of those communities. We are just trying to enforce it. And the movement of a speedboat fitted with 200 horsepower and above is to limit the speed of some of these miscreants that commit crimes on the waterway.
Well, the Bayelsa State government on Tuesday said the ban on water transportation will be from 7 p.m. to 6 a.m. It, however, said there will be a concession for emergency movements during the curfew hours. In business, some Port Harcourt residents say they are considering resorting to firewood and charcoal as the cost of cooking gas continues to rise. But some of them who spoke to our correspondent wondered why government is yet to address the issues that have led to the increase.
The price of gas because normally before they buy 1 kg 350, now 1 kg is 650. Although some people are selling 700, but it really affects us well. We have very charcoal and stove.
Issue of a gas, it don't really affect everybody. No, be saying now only me. Assuming you don't use 12,000 to buy 2.5 when you are earning 30,000 naira a month. So if you look at it very well, this thing has really affected us. So the only alternative for the now about that gas now is coal. Can go for charcoal.
So the increment in this gas has really affected me. Maybe it's better for me to even use like a charcoal stove than this gas that I'm feeling now, because even this one that I feel now, it will not last up to a month.
Well, our correspondent reports that the price of 12.5 kg cylinder of cooking gas sells between 8,000 to 9,000 naira. Meanwhile, Minister of State for Petroleum Resources Temipre Silva says government is working to address the high cost of cooking gas. Fielding questions from correspondent Philip Mweli in Abuja, the minister said the increase is caused by local and foreign factors.
Whatever happens in the international market will actually impact the local market. But we are doing a lot to try to see how we can bring down the price of gas. We are working with a lot of the gas marketers to try to see how we can bring down the price of gas. The problem now is our local supply of gas is really, we are trying to still do a few things to optimize our local supply. There is most of the gas that is coming into the country is imported gas. And of course, they are complaining that they have issues with customs, with VAT charges and so on. So we are looking at all that while not neglecting, protecting our local producers.
In entertainment, rapper and actor Falz and comedian Mr. Macaroni joined the car procession at the NSAS Memorial Protest at Lekki Tollgate in Lagos, but this is despite a ban on protests in Lagos and the heavy presence of armed police personnel at the tollgate. In sports, Newcastle United says Steve Bruce left the club by mutual consent, drawing an end to the protracted saga over the head coach's future. A change of manager had been considered inevitable ever since the Saudi-backed takeover of the club was completed, with Bruce mocked by home supporters during Newcastle's 3-2 defeat by Tottenham last weekend.
And now we'll bring you news from around the world.
A bomb attack on a military bus in central Damascus has killed 14 people. 2 explosive devices attached to the vehicle blew up as it passed under a bridge during the morning rush hour. Although Syria has been embroiled in civil war for a decade, such attacks in the capital are rare. An army shell fire also reportedly killed at least 10 people in the opposition-held northwest later. On the news this evening, you heard that candlelight session for NSAS Memorial in Port Harcourt has turned into a demonstration. Police fired tear gas to disperse car procession at Lekki Tollgate in Lagos State. The federal government is insisting that the military did not shoot at protesters at the Lekki Tollgate last year. Fire has razed a building used for storing illegally refined petroleum products in Elele, River State. The UK government has been urged to delist River State from recent travel advisory. And on the foreign scene, a bomb attack on a military bus in central Damascus has killed 14 people. The news was edited by Chioma Ezenwafo. Contact our newsroom on 0818-900-0017. For more stories, visit www.nigeriainfo.fm. Cloudy weather in Port Harcourt this evening. I am Constance Mega. Thank you so much for listening. Good evening.
What we do goes beyond bringing you the news. We give you a chance to talk about it. Your opinion, your voice.
This is 92.3 Nigeria Info, Port Harcourt.
Your number one news, talk, and sports radio station.
We connect you to the world. We connect you to the vicinity. We are Nigeria Info.
Listen to me, I said this is a real situation and the government has to do something about it. What are you trying to insinuate? All these people looting Nigeria's money? You think
This is Nigeria Info, in the heart of Nigeria.
92.3.
We are Nigeria Info.
And now, Hard Facts. Hard Facts with Diode.
Welcome back. Still Hard Facts to Nigeria Info here in Port Harcourt. I'm Diode. It's 17 minutes gone past 6 p.m. Discussions continue, and as mentioned before the news, or before the commercial break, before the news inevitably came on, I did mention my guest in the previous hour. Chairman of Emohua local government area, Dr. Chidi Lloyd, will still be here after the news as we continue discussions on efforts by 4 local government areas, Saritoru, Kukutoru, Emohua and Degema, to set up a security outfit that will address security concerns along a stretch of road that both the 4 local government areas have in common. Dr. Lloyd, you're welcome once again, and thanks for staying by.
Thanks, Dio, for having me again.
Now, the issue of funding for security outfit is obviously a major source of concern. Even the almighty, if I may use that term, federal government appears to be having issues funding security architecture in the country. States know that will have such concerns as well, and let alone local government for that matter. As ideal as the situation is for local governments to do something and be proactive about it, do you have concerns regarding funding? First and foremost, you have your security outfit in Emohua, and then you're combining efforts with other local government chairmen as well to set up another system. How is that working for you financially?
Well, what we've done, like I said ab initio, nothing will be too much to ensure peace. Imagine what happens in the absence of peace. How much would you spend if you have IDPs and what have you? But what we have done is that we are also very mindful of paucity of funds, especially for local governments such as mine. We have worked out modalities on how to remunerate those who would run shift. What we are now going to put, if we say, for example, young men who will be part of the vigilante. Okay? So from Emohua, we are going to bring 20 of the boys we already have in our kitty, okay, who are already in the system, who are used to this kind of arrangement. So we are not just going to bring anybody so that we don't cause more crisis or more problems for them. So we are taking charge, we are providing logistics. And what I want to use this opportunity to also put on record the assistance given to us by Lubric. You know, part of the, that's a federal road, and a good portion of the road had failed, which also makes the activities of these woodlums easier. So Lubric came when they saw the efforts we are putting in, they bought into it and have provided materials to patch those failed portions. We have also agreed to do letters to the appropriate federal government agencies, drawing their attention to the state of the road, which makes activities, kidnap activities and all that easy. Because you can't drive steadily on that road. You always slow down because of the failed portion. So that's where these young men get hold of their prey and begin to make phone calls to relatives. So we are doing just that, like Dio, like I've said, nothing can be too much or too expensive to keep the peace.
Now, working out solutions for security concerns, no doubt, is commendable. But like any other problem, to solve it, you must first identify what the problem is and what the source is. For this security outfit of the four local government areas, have you identified specific security threats that you want to address? And have you identified also the source of the security threats? Being chief security officers of various local government areas, I imagine that you would be abreast of certain security information others may be privy to.
Yeah, just as the name implies, so such things are not. It's a pity I may not be able to discuss that with you on radio, because there are security issues, so that we do not end up harming the same people we are after.
Okay, but what is the nature? Can you tell the nature of the security threat you're trying to address?
The nature is that we are going to make that road passable for road users. They will henceforth not be molested on that road. There will be no kidnappings by the grace of God, and what have you.
Are these security members of the security outfit going to be bearing firearms?
Absolutely, that firearms is not within our purview, but it's not within. We can't legislate for that, but they will provide. They will provide security on that road, working with the security agencies.
Any comments or questions are welcome at this time. The lines are open. Call 0817 93 0002, 0817 93 0003, and 0817 93 0007. Alternatively, send a message via WhatsApp on 0809 0306416. That's 0809 0306416 via WhatsApp. So, how soon can we expect this security outfit to be rolled out and begin to see them on the roads?
Well, just give us a week. We'll see. We are still meeting in Emohua to fine-tune the process.
Are they going to be wearing a uniform? Are they going to be identifiable easily?
All that will be determined by the administrative structure that we have set up. I wouldn't want to discuss that. Once we take off, we will still come back here. My colleagues and I will come back and address you.
And talking about this administrative structure, we'll come to that shortly. Let's get a call right now. Hello, hard fact to welcome. Call back if you can. Number once again, 0817 93 0002, 0817 93 0003, 0817 93 0007, and 0817 93 0009. A major concern. Okay, let's take this call now. Hello, hard fact to welcome.
Yes. Good evening, Dayo.
Hello, go ahead. Straight to your comment to question.
Good evening, the Honorable Chairman of Emohua.
Good evening, sir.
My name is Akanto. I'm calling from Borogo. The Honorable Chairman, I think you've tried and you have done so noble.
Thank you, sir.
In making to redesign security architecture of the Emohua local government and by extension, the region.
Thank you, sir.
Honorable Chairman, I want to ask, is there any framework, legislative framework, that will back this security architecture who have organized the region, not only the LGAs, so that this security will remain indelible after your administration? Thank you very much, Chairman.
Yeah, he asked for, very importantly, Lakanto, he asked for a framework, a legislative framework, which we have in Emohua, and my brothers are looking into it with time. What you export is something that is good. We're considering it.
All right. Once again, 0817 93 0002 or 0003 or 0007 are the numbers to call. Hello, hard fact to welcome.
Hello, Dayo. Good evening.
Yeah, straight to your comment to question, please.
Okay, Osaro Justice.
Go on.
I want to say it's a very good one, and I really want to applaud those that came up with this idea. But then again, we know how very beautiful ideas end up in our system here, to the extent that even the persons we give those privileges and authority to guide would turn to be the criminals. What are the measures put in place to make sure they don't fall apart and become the threat on the road in terms of payment, and they won't be owed, all those things? What has been put in place to make sure they are different from our existing security agencies?
Uh-huh.
Thank you, sir.
Chairman?
Well, absolutely. I want to say that, like it is said in Macbeth, there is no art to read a man's construction on the face. But we will not be deterred by that. The most important thing is that there are provisions in our statute bill that deals with characters like that. But in this instance, the young men who we have are profiled, so we know them. They are known to us. So the important thing, one of the important thing he also alluded to is the issue of salary. We will ensure that they are not owed, so that they don't look elsewhere. And besides, they are not young men who would look elsewhere just because they are being owed salary. But we will ensure that we do not do that, because if you want a baby, not to cry, you give the baby food. But they are not just coming. These are patriotic young men. They are not there for altruistic reasons. They are there to ensure that their areas are peaceful. So that is what the underlying thing I want to say is that it is born out of patriotism.
Well, what's up? Good evening, Don. I wish to sincerely state that the security collaboration between the four LGAs will yield positive results. It worked when the caretaker chairman attempted it, but the elected chairman who came after could not sustain the temple. I wish to congratulate Dr. Chidi Lloyd on his 100 days in office. We haven't had it like this since the creation of Emohua LGA. Paranta and Chidi for maybe understand that. Chairman, we have to wrap this up now. Your final comments, please.
Well, I want to thank Paranta for his kind words, and to say to him that we will not let the local government down. When we came, our watchword was to change the narratives in Emohua. But because as a dancer, I wouldn't see my back when I read or hear things like this that Ndidi has written. I am fired up. So I can only say that the light will only glow the more in Emohua. We must ensure that we succeed, because we can't do otherwise when our principal, the governor of Rivers State, is moving supersonically. So those snail speed will be welcomed. And you see that my colleagues all over the 23 local government area were now some kind of subtle competition is coming. Nobody wants to remain behind. We are all struggling to ensure that we give the dividends of good governance to our people, like our principal.
And to wrap on the conversation, thanks for listening in, especially thanks to my guest, Chairman of Emohua Local Government Area, Dr. Chidi Lloyd. Wish you the best and the good people of the local government areas.
Thanks, Daya, for having me. Opportunities like these are very important when you call us to come and talk to our people. So we don't take this kind of privilege lightly. I must sincerely thank you and your organization for what you're doing in Rivers State.
Thank you as well.
You're welcome.
Got a commercial break coming up right now, and the sports camp will be by 7 o'clock. Please